All right, are the Detroit Pistons good enough after the trade deadline? Do y'all feel like they is good enough after the trade deadline? A lot of people said it was going to need to make another move. Wasn't no another move, but I would say who's the real loser was Minnesota because they could have had Kobe White and that other guy they got from Chicago. And I don't feel like losing Mike Conley, not Rob Dillingham, which they didn't want to use anyway. I feel like they got better. They was banking on getting Giannis. Giannis stayed put. Um, so yeah, man, I'm looking at it and I'm just like the one team that got significantly better was the Boston Celtics. They got a good defender. I don't know old buddy name. Um, they got a good defender. And now they got a good scorer and a piston killer. And the Bulls just tend to always have a piston killer. Levine, what's the old buddy name? Zach Levine and what's the old buddy name, man? The other guy, Vujovic, who went over there. So yeah, they always be in kill mode. But kind of went down. I mean, I'm looking at ESPN and they got Cleveland as winners. Cleveland was huge losers. They just let you know people don't know basketball. I mean, they said they want to get over the playoff hump. They wanted a better fit with James Harden than Darius Garland. All right, I feel him on that, but I don't feel him on that because guess what? James Harden don't upgrade them defensively. James Harden need the ball to be effective. Donovan Mitchell need the ball to be effective. So you're 9-2. And on a hot streak, you get rid of DeAndre Hunter. I don't care about the plus and minuses, honestly. You get rid of Darius Garland and you bring James Harden, Keon Ellis, and Dennis Schroeder is a good move. But then again, Schroeder gonna be off the ball. So the James Harden move was terrible. That was a terrible move for Cleveland. Super terrible. Winner. I mean, at the end of the day, Utah getting Jaren Jackson, I think they going in the right direction. Washington, I don't know what the hell they doing. Trae Young, not a winner. Anthony Davis, too injured to be a winner. The Pacers, I think they traded Benedict Mather in some places. They got Zubac. I mean, I don't know what the hell they doing, bro. I don't like would they consider these guys to be winners. I think Utah is a huge winner. The other two, no. Losers. Oh, here you go. Yeah, Utah. But man, not worried about ball movement. I like what Utah is doing. Who wrote this fucking article? I just gotta know because they're fucking idiots. Zach, do it look like this dude ever did a fucking layup? This look, man. Hold on. This is the type of people that they have right talking about basketball. We gotta restore the order and masculinity in sports, man. Real talk, man. At least let us have masculinity in sports. Does he look like he should be, writing an NBA article respectfully? I'm just keeping the beam. Does it look like this guy respectfully should be writing NFL or NBA article? Get the fuck out of here. Care what fucking college he went to. You got AI to correct. Come on. Literally, is a guy that look like? Come on, man. These are come on, man. Respectfully, man. Or disrespectfully, I will say. Disrespectfully, but not trying to be disrespectful. Get out of here, man. Like, bruh. I just feel like I'm better than a lot of these dudes. I feel like I'm better than a lot of these dudes. Though. I promise you, I am. And I'm not even a arrogant person, but it's just trash. Memphis, how did they win? To complete the rebuild, you kept Ja Morant. How did you win? They flipped some Memphis is losers. Dallas definitely losers. Boston, Chicago. They winners because they turning over a new leaf. They got all them guards. They just in a rebuild mode. Vujovic was Boston. That was the best move, other than Garland and getting Garland and Benedict Mathurin to getting them to the Clippers. All the Clippers need to do is get rid of Kawhi. They could have did that. Jared McCain. I mean, he's a Fruit Loop, man. He's a fucking Fruit Loop. I can't stand that guy. So, I mean, honestly, Boston gained a lot of ground, and a lot of people talking about, well, when Jason Tatum come back, is like, will he even be the same? That's an Achilles tear, and we didn't know the first guy to really recover from an Achilles tear was brother Dominique Wilkins, and that was later in his career. Will he even be the same? will him and Jaylen Brown even mesh? Brown being the man top 3 MVP candidate in my opinion right now with K and SGA. However you want to rank them. I'm not arguing with you at all. Yeah, I'm not arguing with you at all. But to keep it a bean, bro. You don't even know how they camaraderie gonna be once he come back. So yeah, man, having these conversations, But as far as the Pistons, that Boston is the team that really worried me what they did. That concerned me, them getting Vujovic. But then again, there's also some defensive liabilities there. And I think when you play Vujovic, they really got to run through Durn just a little bit more. When I look at the roster, do I have my concerns with the roster? Yeah, it's a young roster. You know, you count on a lot. You count on a few things. You look at this roster, you count on a few things, man. You be like, well, CJ, what are they counting on before you get out of here? Literally, what are you counting on? In the future, let's start backwards. In the future, you're counting on this guy, Shaz Lanier. You counting on this guy, let me say this. You counting on this guy, Sar Thompson. You counting on, I don't even see Ron Holland on here. Am I tripping? Ron Hollins, you banking on them develop and shoot in the offensive game. You also, banking on this guy to step up and give you something offensive. He's been horrible. He's just too streaky. So then when you go down, then you banking on this guy to be able to give you some shooting from that 4 spot and that 5 spot along with this guy, which he's been pretty great all year. So really the most important things is this guy, in the future, these 2 guys. But, moving forward, I mean, you're going to need this guy in that Vujovic matchup during to really dominate offensively, but to get to the good shit, right? Cade has to stay healthy and do his thing. Who is going to be Cade's PIC, partner in crime, to really be that scorer? Who's going to be that next scorer? Right now, they don't have it. I don't feel comfortable with none of these guys really scoring to be that guy. But if you say, what's your candidate? Caris LeVert has to wake up. Durn is a great third option. They really need a great second option. And right now, it isn't on the roster. I keep telling y'all that. Caris LeVert, he had vertigo. He got ankle, knee injuries. I don't know what the hell going on. They need him to actually step up. He ain't did it. So imagine had they got, my bad, I see the screen. Imagine had they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, instead of Caris LeVert. The Pistons would probably be the favorite by far to come out the East. Then they end up with Caris LeVert. But also, outside of Caris LeVert, you need Kevin Huerter to find his shooting stroke and to find his rhythm. So if Huerter can really, come in, he's solid defensively, he actually can score and put the ball on the ground and he can shoot, that might be the guy that they can rely on. These 3 guys they can rely on. You know what Duncan going to give you. This motherfucker don't give you shit offensively. Excuse me being belligerent and Tobias Harris. He just can't count on him. So you need LeVert, Huerter to do their thing. You need Cade and Jalen Durn to keep doing. And these are the 4 that you're really going to ride, no Diddy, to your scoring thing. Other than that, Dennis Jenkins, can he give you what you need in the playoffs? Right? Isaiah Stewart, you know what you're going to give him, you'll get from him as long as he's healthy. But then you start looking at, you need to get Sarge is going to be important. He need to get into a rhythm. Only 5 games played this year. They need to run, get him into a rhythm. He need to get into a shooting rhythm. You're going to need that shooting when this guy Tobias can't shoot. Woo, you're getting great defense from Woo and Sarge. You're going to get great deep. But when it's time to get a bucket, really, it's boiling the candidates when it's boiling down to get a bucket. K, know what you're going to get. Durn, you know what you're going to get. But it get iffy after that. Jenkins, LeVert, Huerter, Sasser, those are the guys that they're going to have to figure out who going to be the 2 other guys that we can bank on in the lineup, in the start, and off the bench to give us some offense. They got to figure it out. Duncan going to give you shooting, right? Stu going to give you some shooting from the 5, but Sarge is another guy that you need to really count on his ability to stretch the 4 from the 4 and the 5. They need to break him in. So, I have my concerns, but we'll see what happens. Are they the favorites in the East? I like what Boston is doing right now, and it's between them and Boston. Cleveland, I'm not really a fan of what they did, but I could be wrong. But yeah, we're gonna see what up. Real talk, we're gonna see what's up, man. But if Huerter, LeVert can get them something scoring wise, what they can capable of giving them, I think they got enough. But if Jenkins or Sasser can step up and be that guy, that'd be good. but they just don't have enough scoring. And when the playoff series come around, people gonna see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So Dennis Schroeder provided them a lot of relief last year in that playoff series. So who gonna be that next guy to give him relief? Herter, Karis LeVert, Dennis Jenkins, Marcus Sasser. Those are the 4 guys that they're going to break in. They need 3 of those guys to be that guy. But I hit the link in the description. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Hit the link, first link, the link tree. You can find me everywhere there. Peace. Instagram, Facebook, the whole